You're being assaulted!
Me?
Yeah, you!
Hello there, fellow adventurers. So, after Franbo, I celebrated the holiday season by playing Fairy Tale, about Father Frost, Ivan and Nastya. A story about love, wrath, and graspingness? As you can probably tell from the title, the central characters are Ivan and Nastya, although Father Frost only shows up at the end, so his name is only in the title because he's something of a celebrity in Eastern Europe. His Russian name is Ded Moroz, meaning Old Man Frost, and he's the Slavic equivalent of Father Christmas. Fairy Tale is very closely based on the 1964 film Morozko, which I'll show throughout this review for comparison. For anyone inclined to play this game, I should mention that there's a point early on when it crashes, and I also came across a fatal error whenever you try and save the game. If you want to know how to fix these errors, check out the description below. The game is framed by an old lady reading her grandchildren a bedtime story. This framing technique is also used in the masterpiece of cinema that is Troll 2.
Oh my god!
In the first part of the story, we play as Nastya, otherwise known as Nastenka, or as her wicked stepmother likes to call her,
You wicked witch! You poisonous venom!
That's nice, isn't it? Our first exciting task is to finish knitting a sock before sunrise.
Adventure, heh. Excitement, heh. An adventure gamer craves not these things. You must first learn patience and knit socks.
When you've completed the epic sock knitting, dawn comes and you can go visit Boris the horse and Vesna the cow.
Hello, animals.
Hi, Nastyenka.
Hello.
So now we have the stupendous task of fetching hay from the hayloft.
I am quite eager and wonder what could be in those sacks. Is it whole corn or just grain?
Intriguing. So now I'm going to spend the rest of the game wondering what's in those sacks. Okay, so here's an important safety tip when getting down from haylofts.
I must go down cautiously and slowly.
Ah, that was brilliant. She just suddenly teleported to the bottom. I gotta see that again.
I must go down cautiously and slowly.
Now let's feed the cattle.
Vesna, here you are. Have some hay. Moo!
What sound does a cow make, kids? It goes... Despite her animal friends, Nastyenka must be really lonely because she also talks to tree stumps.
Oh, Stumpy. If you only knew how much I miss my sweet mother. There's nothing to be done about that.
Stumpy, my only friend. My life's so rough. My stepmom's mean. But at least I have you.
No way, don't tell me that tree stump is actually gonna start talking to us.
Thank you, Nastenka.
Yep, it talked.
I'm a stump called Stumpy. And the fact that I'm a dead tree doesn't necessarily mean that I can't be a living stub, does it?
Yes, but...
So leaving Nastyenka talking to a tree stump, the story switches to Ivan, a headstrong lad who leaves his home and dear old Mumsy to search for his bride.
Okay, Mumsy. Goodbye.
He's just like his father.
Ivan is such an adventurous chap that he travels to the very end of the world to find his bride.
The sky is blue. Sun is shining. Hey ho! What a wonderful world.
Hey ho, look at the shape of that rock. I don't mean to be rude, but it really looks like a... Wait, cut. This is supposed to be a children's story. Let's not talk about any phallic-shaped rocks, shall we? Meanwhile, Nastyenka is still hanging out with her friend Stumpy when Ivan strides in.
Finally, I found my destiny. That pretty girl must be my wife. I'll tell her without delay.
Wow, talk about love at first sight.
Nastyenka, I pray you marry me.
How can I make up my mind so quickly?
I'm not quite sure this is realistic, but I guess if you're a young hero in a fairy tale, it's normal to go up to a girl you've only just met and ask her to marry you. Try that in real life and it may not go so well. Hello, fair maiden.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
What are you doing? Like, talking to this tree stump? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what's your name?
It's Roomba.
Oh, Roomba, that's a pretty name. So, Roomba, would you like to marry me? What?
No.
No?
No.
What do you mean, no?
What do you mean, what do I mean? No.
No one's ever said no to me before.
Why?
Because, well, just look at me. Just look what a hero I am. Look how attractive I am.
No. No.
You're saying no to this?
Why are you still here? No.
Because I can't believe you say no to me.
Well, believe it. Get out.
No one says
Get
no
off
to the
my,
hero.
Go away from my stump. Go. Go. Get out.
Ivan tries to impress Nastenka by bragging that he can shoot a bear, but it backfires on him big time.
Well, she ran away. I wonder why.
Well, I'm sure there's a very good reason. Now Ivan must make amends for his arrogant behavior, which is easier said than done. Once Ivan has performed his good deeds, he spins around and is magically turned back into his human form, free to pursue his bride once again.
Nastenka!
The next chapter is by far the longest, mostly because of the various fetch quests that you have to go on. What's a fetch quest, you ask? Well, let's consult Taurin's Passage. The first few puzzles are of the fetch quest variety, meaning that to get someone to help you, you have to do something for them in return.
Help us turn over a new leaf.
This all becomes quite tedious and repetitive, and the most memorable part of this chapter for me is actually a beggar you meet on the side of the road who's totally dejected and suffering from what he calls his misery. You can hear him moaning even when he's off screen, which is strangely amusing.
Nobody can see my misery. Please.
In the final chapter, we finally get to meet the famous Father Frost.
Aren't you cold, my dear?
I am warm indeed, Frosty.
Ah, what a warm-hearted guy despite his frosty exterior. Ivan also meets another famous character from Slavic folklore, the witch Baba Yaga, who lives in a house with chicken legs.
Now there's nothing more to prevent me from entering.
Wow, she must have just woken up from a really long nap. Ivan comes at last to the house of Father Frost, where Nastenka lies frozen after touching Frosty's Friggy stick. That line doesn't sound quite right somehow. So, in the tradition of Sleeping Beauty, Ivan must revive his beloved. In the game, he travels to the magic world to find a cure, but in the movie, all he has to do is ask for forgiveness.
За то, что зря тебя обидел.
Иванушка.
Настенька.
So in summary, this is a fun, light-hearted game despite being quite rough around the edges. I mean, where else can you find a bat that talks to you with upside-down subtitles?
Have you seen Old Man Mushroom's magical twigs near here?
Yes, they're useless for me. I can't swallow them.
So all's well that ends well, as they say. Thank you, fellow adventurers, for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you so desire, and I'll see you in the next adventure.
Each day I sweep outside in the yard, so pretty and so neat. Sometimes I think my life is very hard.